My granddaughter pulled me aside, her eyes wide with fear, and whispered a secret about my daughter-in-law. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Every instinct screamed that this wasn't something I could ignore. I had to act immediately. My heart raced as I picked up the phone and called the police. What started as a quiet afternoon at home turned into a nightmare none of us expected. That one revelation changed everything: our family, our trust, and the life we thought we knew. And it all began with the words of a child. What would you do if everything changed in a whisper? Let me ask you a question. What would you do if a single whisper changed everything you thought was safe and familiar? Imagine the world you know, the people you trust, shifting in an instant. That whisper comes from someone you love. Someone small, someone you'd never think could carry such a burden. It's not just words, it's a signal, a warning, a call to action. Would you ignore it? Would you brush it off and hope it goes away? Or would you stop, listen, and let it shake you awake? The moment that secret arrives, nothing stays the same. Every choice you make after that one whisper matters. Every hesitation costs something. This is the moment when ordinary people are forced to decide if they will rise to the occasion or falter. The moment a secret shakes your world, a secret can hit like a sudden storm. It doesn't announce itself politely.
Ow!
One moment, everything feels normal. The next, you're holding a truth that demands action. It's shocking, it's frightening, and it's immediate. You feel a knot in your stomach. You feel your mind racing, your heart pounding. You wonder, how could this happen? How did I miss it? That's the moment when clarity is demanded. That's the moment when courage steps forward, because fear alone won't protect anyone. Secrets have a way of shaking the foundation beneath us, but they also have a way of teaching us how strong we can truly be. The first shock is the call, and the call is yours to answer. Fear, responsibility, and urgency, the weight you cannot ignore. Fear shows up when stakes are high, and responsibility comes when no one else can act. You feel the weight heavy on your chest because you know that waiting is not an option. Urgency is not an abstract idea. It's a reality you cannot ignore. Let me tell you something. When lives hang in the balance, fear will try to paralyze you, and doubt will whisper, maybe you're overreacting. But hesitation, in moments like this, is not neutral. Every second you delay, every thought of maybe later, is a cost someone else might pay. Responsibility is yours. Accept it. Urgency is real. Embrace it. This is the exact moment that separates those who act from those who watch regret unfold. Freeze. Act or regret forever. The choice is yours. You are faced with a choice. You can freeze, hoping the problem disappears. You can act, even if you're unsure of the outcome. Or you can do nothing and live with the weight of knowing you could have saved someone. Which will it be? The decision is yours, and it is immediate. Rhetorical questions aren't just for thought, they're for reflection that leads to action. Would you rather be criticized for moving forward, or haunted for staying silent? Would you rather protect and risk being wrong, or wait and realize it was too late? Every single moment matters. The choice isn't hypothetical, it's real. It's urgent. And it's on you. When lives depend on immediate action, in moments like this, hesitation is a luxury you do not have. When lives are at risk, action is the only currency that matters. Waiting, hoping, or second-guessing isn't enough. Let me make it clear. In these moments, time is your enemy. You cannot pause the clock, cannot negotiate the consequences of delay. Every second you waste, the danger grows. This is the moment to move, speak, protect, and lead. Action is the bridge between fear and safety. If you don't take that step, the opportunity to prevent harm disappears. Do not underestimate the power of acting now. Experience wisdom and calm under pressure when danger strikes.
Ow.
Your experience and calm become your greatest allies. Knowledge isn't enough. Wisdom is knowing what to do and doing it without hesitation. The people who succeed in these moments are not fearless. They are steady, measured, and decisive. Calm under pressure allows clarity to guide action instead of panic. Every tough decision you make now becomes the difference between chaos and control. Learn to trust your judgment and act with the precision that experience provides. Danger is a storm. Will you be swept away or stand firm? Danger is like a storm. It can batter, shake, and threaten everything in its path. You have a choice. You can be carried away, helpless, at the mercy of the storm, or you can stand firm, rooted in purpose and courage. Standing firm doesn't mean you won't feel the wind or the rain. It means you refuse to let it decide your fate. This storm is your moment to rise. You let it sweep you away, or will you become the anchor that protects yourself and those who depend on you? The answer will define the rest of your life. Opening hook and emotional grebin, a fully expanded motivational script style. The next sections can continue with outline 2. Recognizing hidden dangers, approximately 900 words in the same engaging tone. Recognizing hidden dangers, the silent signals we often miss. Pay attention. Danger rarely announces itself loudly. It creeps in quietly, through the small things, the sudden quiet, the hesitation in a glance, the tremor in a voice. These are the silent signals we often miss. They are subtle, almost invisible, yet they are powerful warnings. Think about the times someone close to you behaved differently, and you brushed it off thinking it was nothing. Those moments matter. Every gesture, every pause, every unspoken fear is a clue. Awareness is not just seeing, it's noticing the details others overlook. Observation is your first line of defense. If you train yourself to recognize these signs, you can act before it's too late. Awareness turns uncertainty into opportunity, and opportunity into safety. Do not underestimate what quiet signals can teach you. They are louder than words when lives are at stake. Did you see the fear in her eyes? Did you notice the fear in her eyes? Or did you dismiss it as shyness or imagination? Fear is a messenger. It tells you something is wrong. Something needs attention. Rhetorical questions like this are not just for reflection, they are a wake-up call. When someone you love carries a secret, their eyes, their gestures, their silence are all ways of speaking without words. Are you paying attention? Are you too caught up in your own world? Danger is often hidden, disguised in innocence or routine. Those who learn to see the fear beneath the surface are the ones who act in time. It is not enough to care. You must observe. Open your eyes, trust your perception. Never ignore the subtle signs that might save a life. Ignoring danger versus recognizing it early. There is a world of difference between ignoring danger and recognizing it early. Ignoring danger feels safe, comfortable. Recognizing it early feels uncomfortable, even urgent. But here's the truth. Ignoring warning signs doesn't make them disappear. It lets them grow unchecked, waiting to strike when it's too late. Recognizing danger early gives you time to act, to prepare, and to protect. It gives you control. Compare it to a small leak in a roof. You ignore it, and soon the entire house is flooded. Spot it early, and you prevent disaster. The choice is yours. Will you stay blind to warning signs, or will you see, acknowledge, and act before harm arrives? Early recognition is courage in disguise. The buildup of warning signs, danger rarely hits without leaving a trail. There is a buildup, a pattern, a series of signs that something is wrong. It might start with small changes in behavior, odd questions, or unexplained anxiety. Over time, these signals intensify, becoming harder to ignore. The key is to notice the pattern before it escalates. Think of it as reading a storm approaching the dark clouds, the wind, the silence before the rain. Each warning sign is part of a larger picture. Learn to connect the dots. Don't wait for a crisis to force your hand. The more attentive you are to subtle changes, the better prepared you will be to step in and act decisively when it matters. Most your gut is your warning system. Trust it. Your intuition is not random. It's a warning system, honed by experience, observation, and instinct. When something feels off, it usually is. Hey, don't question it. Trust it. Your gut will guide. You when logic struggles to make sense of chaos? Think of it as a smoke detector inside. You always alert, always listening. When you feel a sense of urgency or unease, it is not paranoia. It is a signal to act. People who learn to trust their gut are often the ones who intervene in time, who prevent harm before it escalates. Train yourself to listen, to respect your instincts, and to act on them. It could be the difference between danger and safety. Hope won't save lives. Action, while hoping that problems will disappear, is not a strategy. Hope is passive. Action is active. Waiting and wishing does nothing when someone you care about is at risk. Let me be clear. In these moments, only decisive action protects lives. If you see a danger, speak up. If you notice a secret, investigate. If you feel urgency, respond. Hope without action is empty. Courage without movement is useless. Far too many lives are lost because people waited for something to resolve itself. Don't let hope replace action. When danger is near, your first responsibility is to move, to protect, to step in. Intuition is like a smoke detector. Keep it alive. Think of intuition as a smoke detector. It can alert you to invisible danger before it spreads. But just like a smoke detector with dead batteries, ignored instincts fail when you need them most. Keep yours alive by paying attention, reflecting on signals, and taking timely action. Respect your inner alarms. They are not optional, they are essential. When you follow intuition, you position yourself to protect, to intervene, and to act before harm becomes inevitable. Never silence the warning inside you. It's the difference between disaster and safety, between regret and relief, overcoming fear and doubt fear. The invisible chains holding you back. Fear is invisible, but it binds you more tightly than chains ever could. It whispers, wait, you might be wrong, or it's not your problem. Fear convinces you to stay silent, to avoid confrontation, to freeze in place. But in critical moments, fear is your enemy. It is a voice that stops action before it begins. You have to recognize it, face it, and move despite it. Fear will always be there, but courage is stronger. Courage does not remove fear. It acts in spite of it. The first step in overcoming fear is acknowledging it and refusing to let it decide the outcome. The high cost of doing nothing feels safe, but it has a price. When you fail to act, regret takes root. Guilt lingers. Opportunities to protect, to intervene, to prevent disaster vanish. Every moment you hesitate allows harm to grow. Think about it. What could have been prevented if someone had only spoken up? What relationships could have been saved if attention had been given? Action has a cost no one wants to pay, but many do. The difference between regret and relief is action, acting, even imperfectly, changes outcomes. Doing nothing guarantees loss. Fear will paralyze, doubt will chain, inaction will destroy. Fear will paralyze you. Doubt will chain you. Inaction will destroy everything you hope to protect. Let that sink in. Repetition isn't just emphasis, it's truth. These three forces are relentless, and they attack the moment you hesitate. Every second you wait, the danger grows. Every time you question yourself instead of moving, the opportunity to protect slips away. You have to break free. Recognize these forces for what they are and choose to act anyway. Courage is a choice, and inaction is the silent enemy that always wins if you let it. Courage is not perfection. It's action. Courage is not about being fearless. Courage is not about knowing all the answers. Courage is about action taking. The step forward when fear grips you. It is about doing what must be done, even if you are uncertain, even if the outcome is unclear. Every person who has changed the course of a life, a community, or a situation acted despite fear. Courage is a decision in motion. It's movement when others freeze. Stepping into responsibility because you know it cannot wait. Courage is imperfect, but it is effective. Criticism versus haunting regret. Which will you choose? Would you Rather face criticism for acting or haunt yourself forever for doing nothing. The voice of others is temporary. The voice of your conscience is permanent. People will always have opinions, but your actions will define the lives you touch. Which will you carry regret or respect for yourself? This is a choice you cannot postpone. Reflection without action achieves nothing. Your decision must be immediate, because the moment doesn't wait. Step forward, even if others doubt you. Protect, act, intervene. Later, you will be grateful you did. Moving forward despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Everyone feels fear. Everyone doubts. What separates those who act from those who fail is the willingness to advance anyway. Fear is not a stop sign, it's a challenge. Step through it. Let it teach you alertness and awareness, but never allow it to stop you. Movement, even small, breaks the grip of fear. Step forward today, even if your heart races. The first action you take breaks the chains and sets the path toward protection, safety, and empowerment. Decisive action changes everything. One act of decisiveness can save a life. One step forward can prevent catastrophe. Calling authorities. Speaking up, intervening, these are not small acts. They create consequences that ripple outward, changing outcomes you cannot yet see. Think of every moment you hesitated before. What if you had acted sooner? Decisive action transforms fear into impact. It protects the vulnerable, restores order, and inspires confidence in others. In moments of crisis, hesitation costs lives. Action saves them. One decisive choice is enough to rewrite the story. This completes outline 2 and 3 expanded scripts. 2, 900 plus, approximately 900 words. Next, I will continue with outline 4, taking action. You must step in approximately 1,200 words in the same style, taking action. When you must step in the moment of decision. No room for delay. Every life brings moments when the path becomes clear. It's not easy. Not comfortable, but clear. A moment when you realize that waiting is no longer an option. The moment of decision arrives suddenly. 1 second you are thinking, the next second you know something must be done. In these moments, time becomes sharp and serious. Your mind may try to slow you down. It may whisper, wait, think about it more. But let me tell you something important. In critical moments, delay is often the greatest danger. Think about a house fire. When smoke fills a room, you do not sit down to debate what might happen next. You move. You call for help. You act. Because every second matters. Life works the same way. When someone's safety is at risk. Hesitation steals precious time. That moment of decision demands clarity. It demands courage. It demands movement. Many people believe strong action requires perfect certainty. That is not true. Strong action requires responsibility. It requires the courage to say something is wrong and I will not ignore it. When the moment arrives, your role becomes simple. Step forward. Speak up. Take action. Because when danger appears, delay is not neutral. Delay allows the problem to grow. The moment of decision does not ask for comfort. It asks for strength. And strength means acting when action is needed most. Hesitation versus action. The life or death contrast. There is a powerful difference between hesitation and action. Hesitation freezes the mind. Action moves the world. Imagine 2 people seeing the same warning sign. One hesitates. They wonder if they should wait. They hope someone else will step in. They convince themselves it may not be serious. The other person acts. They ask questions. They call for help. They take the situation seriously. Now, ask yourself a simple question. Which person protects lives? Hesitation feels safe in the moment. It feels comfortable to delay. But comfort is dangerous when someone needs protection. Think about a driver who sees a child step onto the road. If the driver hesitates, even for a moment, the result can be tragic. But if the driver reacts instantly, pressing the brake, turning the wheel, taking action, lives are saved. Action creates safety. Hesitation creates risk. This contrast is real in everyday life. A warning sign appears. A quiet voice asks for help. A strange situation unfolds. In those moments, action becomes the difference between harm and safety. Do not wait for someone else to act. Do not assume the situation will solve itself. When danger appears, action must follow quickly, because when lives are on the line, hesitation is costly. But action protects what matters most. Act, speak, protect, the commands that save lives. Sometimes the most powerful guidance comes in the simplest words. Act, speak, protect. These are not complicated instructions. They are direct commands that save lives. Act when you see something wrong. Speak when silence would allow harm to grow. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Repeat those words in your mind. Act, speak, protect. A teacher notices a student suddenly withdrawn and afraid. Acting means asking questions. Speaking means raising concern. Protecting means ensuring that child receives help. A neighbor hears troubling noise from a nearby home. Acting means not ignoring it. Speaking means contacting someone who can help. Protecting means refusing to pretend nothing happened. Simple steps. Powerful results. Many people believe they need special training to step in. But often the most important step is simply refusing to ignore what you see. Act, speak, protect. These words create responsibility. They remind us that safety often depends on people who are willing to move forward instead of stepping back. When danger appears, remember these commands. Let them guide your actions. Let them remind you that silence and inaction only make problems worse. Act, speak, protect. Because those three actions can change everything. Principles for taking immediate action. When a serious situation appears, clear steps can guide you. These steps are simple, but they are powerful. First, assess the danger. Look carefully at what is happening. Is someone afraid? Someone in trouble? Your awareness helps you understand the seriousness of the situation. Second, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, do not dismiss that feeling. Your mind and experience often detect problems before your logic fully explains them. Third, get help immediately. This step is critical. Contact people who are trained to handle dangerous situations. Police officers, emergency responders, and other authorities exist to protect lives. Fourth, protect those who cannot protect themselves. Children, elderly people, and vulnerable individuals depend on others to step in when they cannot act alone. These principles are not complex, but they require courage to follow. Assess the danger. Trust your instincts. Get help quickly. Protect the vulnerable. When people follow these steps, danger loses its power, because quick action interrupts harm before it spreads. You are the bridge between danger and safety. Imagine a deep river separating danger from safety. On one side stands the threat. On the other side stands protection and peace. Now imagine a bridge connecting the two sides. That bridge allows people to cross from danger into safety. In many moments of life, you become that bridge. Your decision to act creates a path toward protection. Your willingness to speak up opens the door to help. Your courage allows others to move from fear into safety. Without that bridge, people remain trapped on the dangerous side, waiting, hoping, wondering if anyone will help them. But when someone steps forward with courage, the bridge appears. Help arrives. Protection becomes possible. Think about firefighters entering burning buildings. Think about medical workers rushing to help injured people. They act as bridges between danger and safety every day. But you do not need a uniform to become that bridge. Sometimes the bridge is simply a phone call. Sometimes it is asking the right question. Sometimes it is refusing to ignore a warning sign. Your actions matter more than you realize. Because when danger appears, someone must create the path to safety. And in that moment, that someone can be you. Excuses are cheap. Courage is priceless when people hesitate. They often search for reasons to delay. Maybe it's not serious. Maybe someone else will handle it. maybe I should wait. These are excuses. They may sound reasonable, but they often protect comfort instead of protecting people. Excuses are easy. Courage requires effort. Courage means stepping forward. When others step back, courage means choosing responsibility instead of convenience. Think about a lifeguard who sees someone struggling in the water. The lifeguard does not say, maybe the swimmer will recover. The lifeguard dives in immediately. Why? Because lives are more important than comfort. Courage is priceless because it creates safety, protection, and peace. It protects families. It saves children. It prevents tragedy. Every time you reject excuses and choose courage, you strengthen your character. You prove that responsibility matters more than convenience. When danger appears, do not look for reasons to wait. Look for the courage to act, because courage may feel difficult in the moment, but it brings the greatest reward knowing you stood up when it mattered most. The emotional reward of protecting loved ones when you take action to protect something powerful happens inside you. Relief replaces fear. Strength replaces doubt. There is a deep emotional reward in knowing that you stepped forward when someone needed help. Think about a parent pulling a child away from a dangerous street. The parent may feel shaken at first, but soon relief fills their heart. The child is safe. The danger has passed. Protection creates peace. When you act with courage, you do more than stop harm. You build trust. You show others that safety matters. You remind people that good actions still exist in the world, and the feeling that follows is powerful. It is the quiet strength of knowing you did the right thing. No one celebrates danger, but people remember those who step forward to stop it. Protecting loved ones strengthens families. It strengthens communities. It strengthens your own spirit. Because at the end of the day, the greatest reward is simple. Someone is safe because you chose to act. And that is a reward greater than fear, greater than doubt, and greater than hesitation. Lessons in responsibility and legacy. Your duty to family and community cannot wait. Every person carries a responsibility that cannot be delayed. The duty to protect the people around them. Family, neighbors, friends, and even strangers sometimes depend on someone having the courage to step forward. Protection is not just a feeling, it is a responsibility that shows itself through action. Think about a parent who wakes in the middle of the night because they hear their child crying. That parent does not say, "I will check later." They move immediately. Why? Because responsibility does not wait for convenience. The same truth applies in everyday life. When you see danger, confusion, or fear in the lives of people close to you, your role becomes clear. You guide, you protect, you act. Communities become safe, not because danger disappears, but because people within those communities refuse to ignore problems. A strong neighborhood is built by people who watch out for one another. Your duty is not something that arrives tomorrow. It exists right now. The people around you deserve attention, protection, and care. When responsibility calls, the right answer is simple: step forward and do what must be done. Who will step up if not you? Ask yourself a serious question. You do not step up? Who will? Many people assume someone else will handle difficult situations. They believe another person will notice the warning signs, make the call, or take action. But what if everyone thinks that way? Problems grow when responsibility is passed from person to person like an unwanted task. Eventually, no one acts, and the cost becomes severe. History shows that change often begins with one individual deciding to move first. One teacher who notices a struggling student, one neighbor who calls for help during a dangerous situation, one friend who refuses to ignore warning signs. The power of stepping up is real. It starts with the belief that your actions matter. You do not need permission to care. You do not need approval to protect others. Sometimes the most powerful step is simply deciding that you will not stand by while danger grows. So ask yourself again, not you, then who? And if the answer keeps returning to you, then perhaps the moment is asking you to lead. Neglect versus proactive care. The high cost of inaction. Neglect is quiet but dangerous. Appears when people ignore problems and hope they disappear on their own. Proactive care is different. It means noticing issues early and choosing to act before they grow worse. Consider a simple example. A small crack appears in the wall of a house. If ignored, the crack spreads. Rain enters, the structure weakens. What began as a small problem becomes a costly disaster. But if the crack is repaired early, the home remains strong. Life works the same way. Small warning signs often appear before serious problems. A change in behavior, a sudden fear, an unusual situation. Ignoring these signs is neglect. Addressing them early is proactive care. The difference between the two can change lives. Neglect allows harm to grow quietly. Proactive care protects people before danger becomes severe. Every day gives you the chance to choose between ignoring problems or facing them early. Choose the path that protects the future. Small actions today prevent catastrophic regrets tomorrow. Large problems often begin with small moments that were ignored. But the opposite is also true. Small positive actions today can prevent serious regrets tomorrow. Think about a teacher who spends extra time helping a struggling student. That simple effort can change the direction of a young life. Think about a neighbor who checks on an elderly person living alone during extreme weather. That small act can protect someone from serious harm. Small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but their impact grows over time. Many people live with regret because they ignored those small moments. They look back and say, "I wish I had spoken up," or "I wish I had taken that situation seriously." But regret does not change the past. Action changes the future. Every day gives you chances to act. In small ways, asking questions, paying attention, offering help, and protecting others. These small steps build a safer world for everyone. Your choices are seeds. What will you plant? Every decision you make is like planting a seed. Some seeds grow into safety and trust. Others grow into problems that spread quietly. When you choose courage, you plant seeds of protection. When you choose responsibility, you plant seeds of peace. Think about a gardener preparing soil. The gardener understands that what is planted today will grow tomorrow. Good seeds bring strong plants. Neglected soil brings weeds. Life follows the same pattern. Your actions today shape the environment around you. If you ignore danger, problems grow like weeds. If you nurture responsibility, safety grows stronger. The question becomes simple. What kind of future do you want to grow? The seeds you plant today determine the environment your family and community will live in tomorrow. Choose wisely. Plant seeds that protect and strengthen those around you, taking personal accountability seriously. Emotion, morality, action, responsibility involves three important parts: emotion, morality, and action. Emotion allows you to care deeply about others. When you see someone struggling, emotion tells you their safety matters. Morality reminds you that protecting people is the right thing to do. It guides your sense of right and wrong. Action turns those feelings and beliefs into real protection. Many people feel concern when they see trouble. Many people believe helping others is important, but only those who act transform concern into safety. Emotion without action remains incomplete. Morality without action remains silent. But when emotion, morality, and action work together, powerful change happens. You become someone who not only cares but also protects. Someone who not only understands danger but helps stop it. Responsibility is not just about feeling or thinking. It is about stepping forward and doing what is necessary to keep others safe. Empowerment and motivation for everyday life lessons. Beyond family, apply courage everywhere. The lessons learned from protecting loved ones do not stop at the front door of your home. Courage belongs in every part of life. In workplaces, courage means speaking when something is wrong. In schools, it means helping someone who feels alone. In communities, it means watching out for neighbors and refusing to ignore danger. Think about people who improve their communities. They are not superheroes. They're ordinary individuals who decide to care enough to act. A shop owner who helps. A frightened child find their parents. A coworker who notices stress in a colleague and offers support. A friend who refuses to ignore warning signs. Courage in everyday life creates safer spaces everywhere. It strengthens workplaces, neighborhoods, and relationships. Protection is not limited to family, expands outward. The more people choose courage, the stronger the community becomes. Do not wait, act now. Protect now, build now. Waiting feels comfortable. Acting requires effort. But progress never appears through waiting alone. If you see a problem, address it now. Someone needs help, offer it now. If a situation feels unsafe, respond immediately. Act now. Protect now. Build now. These simple commands remind us that time matters. Delays allow problems to grow stronger. Consider a builder constructing a house. If the builder delays strengthening the foundation, the structure becomes weak. But when the builder acts early, the house stands strong for years. Your actions create the same kind of foundation in life. When you act early, you build safety. When you protect others, you strengthen trust. When you take initiative, you create stability. Waiting rarely solves problems. Action moves life forward. Observe, listen, react, protect, lead. These 5 steps create a powerful guide for everyday life. Observe what is happening around you. Pay attention to changes, signals, and behaviors. Listen carefully when someone speaks, or even when they remain silent. It's often the most important message is hidden between words. React when something seems wrong. Do not remain passive. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Lead by example, so others feel encouraged to act as well. Observe, listen, react, protect, lead. Repeat these steps in your mind. They're simple, but they create powerful outcomes. When people follow this pattern, communities become stronger and safer. Each person becomes part of the solution instead of part of the silence. Danger and opportunity are 2 sides of the same coin. Every difficult moment carries 2 possibilities. One side holds danger, the other holds opportunity. Danger appears when people ignore warning signs. Opportunity appears when someone steps forward to fix the situation. Consider a storm approaching a coastal town. Some residents panic or ignore the warning. Others prepare, protect their homes, and help neighbors. The storm is the same for everyone, but the outcome depends on action. Life offers similar moments. Problems appear. Challenges emerge. These moments test our choices. Danger grows when people freeze. Opportunity grows when people act. Every situation gives you the chance to choose which side of the coin will define the outcome. Responsibility is empowerment. Not burdensome people believe responsibility is heavy. They see it as a burden that limits freedom. But responsibility can also be empowering. When you accept responsibility, you gain influence over the situation. Instead of feeling helpless, you become someone who can create change. Think about a coach guiding a team. The coach carries responsibility, but that responsibility also brings the power to shape outcomes. The same principle applies in daily life. Responsibility allows you to protect others, guide decisions, and strengthen the environment around you. It turns concern into strength and action into impact. Responsibility does not weaken you. It gives you the ability to shape the world around you. What will you stand for, protect, and become? At some point, every person must answer important questions. What will you stand for? What will you protect? Who will you become when challenges appear? These questions define the direction of your life. Some people stand for convenience. Others stand for courage. Some protect only themselves. Others protect the vulnerable. The choices you make during difficult moments shape your identity. Every decision builds the person you are becoming. Stand for courage. Protect what matters. Become someone who refuses to ignore danger. Because when people live with purpose, they inspire others to do the same. Conclusion. Call to courage and action recap. The secret, the moment, the decisive action, everything began with a quiet moment. A secret shared softly. A signal that something was wrong. That moment demanded attention. It demanded courage. It demanded action. The story reminds us that even small voices can carry powerful warnings. When we listen carefully, we discover opportunities to protect others. The secret was not just information, it was a call for responsibility. And the response to that call changed everything. Vigilance, courage, responsibility, lessons to live. By 3 lessons stand out clearly. Stay vigilant. Pay attention to the signals around you. Practice courage. Move forward even when fear appears. Accept responsibility. Protect those who depend on others for safety. These principles guide strong decisions and create safer communities. Will you wait for disaster or act today? A question now stands before you. Will you wait for danger to grow, or will you act when warning signs appear? Waiting may feel comfortable, but it rarely protects anyone. Action requires courage, but it saves lives. The choice belongs to you. Protect, act, lead, love. Don't hesitate. Protect those who need help. Act when warning signs appear. Lead by example. Love people enough to defend their safety. Do not hesitate when the moment arrives. Life gives you moments to rise. This Was Mine Life brings moments that test character, moments that reveal who we truly are. Some people step back. Others rise. Rising means choosing courage. Instead of silence, it means understanding that one action can change many lives. Your moment is coming. Will you stand ready? Your moment will arrive one day. A moment when someone needs help. A moment when a decision must be made quickly. Prepare yourself now. Choose courage. Choose responsibility. Choose action. Because when your moment omens, the world may depend on your willingness to stand ready.